Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. I am so glad to see you, and I'm super excited to participate in this event with you. I really don't take your time lightly. And believe me, we're going to rock this out, and it's going to be super powerful. This is the energy calibration needed to advance you into a new level of success within 7 days. And I get there's a lot of demands on our attention, and I really know you're going to want to stay to the end of this half hour, as this gives you the space to build upon where we start to where we're going, so you can walk away with some really tangible results. So my first question for you is, I'd imagine you're probably here because you're looking to achieve some greater results in your business than you are currently having. So we're going to take a moment to celebrate some things that are going really well, and then to set an intention around that which you would like to create. What do you see? I'll bet you have this beautiful big vision for yourself. Sometimes we might get a little off track, or we might get a little bit confused about it. And when you have a bit of clarity around what it looks like, what it feels like, what is that? You might even want to take some notes here or use your phone notes to write some things down, because this is really going to serve you. And I'd love for you to take a moment to anchor in what would you really love to create within your business within the next 3 months. What would you love to see happen? Because what I've found is that for 99% of people who are not reaching these higher levels for themselves, there's one of three issues that are occurring that lie beneath the surface. And we're going to dive into them, and we're going to look at how to resolve them. Just a little bit about who I am. Hi, my name is Stephanie Zito. I'm an intuitive soul purpose coach and psychic medium. And what that means is that I am using intuitive abilities that we all have, kind of being in the channel, to connect to your deepest soul guidance and to understand exactly the downloads that are going to help you release any blocks standing in your way, and to guide you with your unique gifts and energy to what will really create abundance for you and results for your clients. And I help you to really rapidly shift into these gifts and into these actions. So let's start in. We're going to walk through these top mistakes that entrepreneurs tend to make, that I observe, especially with the energetic piece, that leads to them spinning their wheels, losing money, and even kind of staying at a certain level, even when they say they want to up level. And then I'll share these three solutions that are like the secret sauce. This is the thing about intuition. It really is the secret sauce to help us to elevate to that next level in our business. So let's dive in, because energy matters and your intuition matters. And, speaking for myself, I really feel like I've walked through this personally, because when I started coaching, to be honest, I really, I didn't know what to call myself. I really found myself falling into a niche or niche that I just thought was going to serve a lot of people, and I could do it. So I'm like, oh, I can do this. It can serve people, so I'll match up with this. But the essence of who I be is right here. It's like I'm super good at getting that splinter out, at seeing what lies beneath the surface, and channeling the deeper essence of what's in alignment for someone's business. So when I really began listening to my intuition, and I dropped into what I do, what to call myself, things really exploded for me. I found that I was like a full body yes, listening to my intuition around certain business investments, and those always helped me to prosper. So I knew I was going to make my money back and then some from those investments. I knew what to invest in. There's a lot of information there about how we can market ourselves, a lot of information there about how to do a course or do this or do that. There could be a lot of noise. When I began to listen into what's the essence for me, I got those results, and multifold. And that's what I'm going to share a little bit about here with you. So we're going to start with the first piece. The first one that can be an issue for many entrepreneurs kind of looking to move to the next level is getting stuck in what I'm going to call consistency. This is like what you're supposed to be doing for your business. It's like constantly churning out information and posts and offers. And this is where I find that some entrepreneurs, you can get stuck. You can get burnt out because what we're missing energetically is the essence of the why. Why am I doing this? What's your why? What's like the big picture? When you look at what do you want to get out of the next 3 months, this is the thing. If the energy of what it looks like it could be, like if I look at the next 3 months and I say, I'd like to make 90K in the next 3 months, but underneath the surface, the energy of that feels like, oh my gosh, if I do this, I'm going to be stressed out. I'm going to be burnt out. I'm going to miss out on Christmas and all these fun things. I'm going to be sitting at my desk all the time. Then am I actually going to put the energy in? Am I going to sabotage my energy? Am I going to let myself get sick? What's going to happen in my quest for consistency, right? Because consistency of energy is more the vibration of the undercurrent of why I'm doing this in the first place. So when I recalibrate that energy towards what do I really want? Well, what I really want is more freedom. What I really want is more time with my family. Then I can merge that which I desire with my strategy that I choose, right? I can get really specific about what I'm looking to create and then really dial in energetically my why. Why am I doing this? And that is going to lead me towards my strategy, okay? We always want to kind of align up energetically and intuitively with our strategy. And if we find that we feel like we're out of alignment with a certain strategy, I'm going to kind of get into that next about the reasons why that could be and what it could mean for us, okay? So this is just kind of that first part, right? The second piece of this is kind of dovetailing in from our why. And I invite you to pause this, take a moment to really dive into your why. Like, why am I doing this? Is it so I can get a Gucci purse, which can feel good? Or is there something else? Am I looking to create a legacy? Am I looking to travel? Like, what really lights me up? Am I just loving this certain aspect of what I do? Like for me, I adore digging into the underlying blocks my clients have and helping them to energetically transmute them. Like when we transmute them, we're never going back. So we talk about up leveling. Like this gives me like the greatest joy. I could do this all day. It doesn't feel like work, right? It doesn't feel like consistency, the slog of it. We want to get out of that feeling of the slog back into the reason why we're doing it in the first place. Okay, so let that be kind of your first anchor. The second thing that I find happening is that we can get kind of de-strategized and scattered in terms of all the ways in which we can market ourselves, right? So we're looking to up level, we're looking to boost our business. We want to get to that next level energetically, get to that next level in terms of clients, in terms of the money that we're making, in terms of how we're serving. And we can get lost in the options, get lost in the choosing. And so I'm going to kind of give us the antidote to this in the next part, but I just want to talk about what this means, right? What are you offering? What really aligns you with how that lights you up? Is this what you think is supposed to make money for you? Is this what you heard someone said is going to 10K your business? We can do all the strategy. I can talk with strategy with you all day. But what I have found is that you have a unique energetic blueprint. You might even look at your human design. I love doing human design for my clients because it's going to help you understand the essence of how you work. Are you stoked about your offering? What energy are you bringing to your offering? That energy comes through in your communications, right? You can tell if someone's like super stoked, or are they scared about it, or do they not really believe in it? Like what energy is coming through? Because this energy is going to circle back into how you show up, even into the desire to show up consistently. The energy is going to fuel the strategy that you choose. What are you doing that is aligning your offer with your energy, right? So when you look at your offer, you can look at, is this something that I really want to do? Is this something that I would love to receive? Who do I envision? What kind of people are sitting in this container with me? Or maybe it's already pre-recorded, so they're receiving it in a different timeline. They're still receiving it with you. Who's there? Who's sitting with me? Who's just like super in, right? When you call that in, this is a manifesting thing, right? When you call that in, when you envision that, you are calling in those exact people who are stoked to be sitting in the room with you, so to speak. They love reading your post. They cannot wait to see what's next. They can't wait to dive in a little bit deeper and to go on this journey with you. Because our business is a journey. I think if you're here, you're kind of in it for the long haul, right? I know I am. I know this is like my life's work, my life's mission. And if you're not feeling that, if you're feeling out of alignment, it's okay. It's safe to take a pause and to take a look at, well, what would really light me up? Sometimes what we really need to do is just even take a moment and ask ourselves, what is my soul craving right now? We get back to that essence of consistency. When I let myself have some fun, give myself a reward, go do something for my soul, I'm much more apt to come back like 10,000 times more available for sitting down and getting to work on like the back end stuff, the stuff that maybe like is necessary, but maybe it's not like 1,000% pieces that I adore doing, but when I have a mission, when I can see those people that they're lighting up hearing this, then I feel like I'm more locked in. I'm in lockstep. I'm in, and so I desire to do those things even more. The second piece of this is you may be in that place energetically where you're ready to expand your team. Take a look at, if I were to take this opportunity to invest in a VA, to take a look at the things that I don't really love doing, and I invested in someone who could take that off my plate, then how could I expand? How could my energy be more expansive? How else could I serve? How many more people could I actually bring into this beautiful journey with me when I allow myself to invest? So you take a moment and kind of dive into that feeling and see if that's something that you feel like you're ready for. We have kind of like these, I see these tiers in business, right? That first tier where you're kind of just getting started, you're kind of doing a lot on your own. That next tier where you're ready to invest, you've got someone on your team, you've got maybe multiple people on your team. And then we're going to even move to like this next level, right? And this is the piece that I feel like is relevant for everyone, regardless of where you're at in your business, whether you're just starting out or you're looking to kind of up level to like that third or fourth tier of your business. This is the piece that I feel like is relevant at every stage. And I've seen it at every stage because I work with entrepreneurs, I work with CEOs, and I'm going to tell you, it doesn't matter how much money someone is making in their business. 99%, maybe there's 1%, 99% of people have some sort of fear that lurks and lingers in the background. And this is the third piece. The third piece, the mistake that entrepreneurs make, is allowing fear to drive the boat. Allowing fear to drive the boat. I see it all the time. I see it in my CEO clients who are getting investors, in looking to bring more people onto their team. It's a responsibility. It's the what if it doesn't work. There's also the fear of what if it does succeed. So let's take a look at your big vision. What is fear doing? Is it closing off a certain faucet towards your success, right? So let's take a look at it. You've got this big vision. What if, let's play the what if game. What if you do get it all? Then what? What if you do get it all? Then what? How do you feel? Does that feel elated and excited? What else comes up? Do you potentially also have a little bit of fear of success? Well, if I have all of this, is there a bit of fear of success around, if you are in this place, what might it mean to get there? To you, does it mean that you're going to be super stressed out? Does it mean to you that you're going to be working all the time? Does it mean that you're going to have more people's salaries to be responsible for, right? Write these things down. It's really important to address these things because they're going to linger in the background. You know, I've talked to wonderful entrepreneurs, financial entrepreneurs, who actually have in the backdrop, they're set, they're doing great, nothing to worry about. However, they worry because potentially of their background and where they came from. I talked to one whose background was very poor. And so even though he's super set financially in the backdrop, he will not take his foot off the gas because he's afraid of going back to that place where he was poor. He's afraid of that happening. And so that fear is driving something in him that is getting in the way of his happiness, right? And I bring this up because, once again, I'm going to get into kind of like the nitty gritty of what to do with these things, but it's important to bring them to the surface so we can do something with them, so they're not driving the train. Sometimes fear is going to tell us, well, I'm too busy for that, or I can't invest money in that right now, because I don't trust what I want on the other side of it. So once again, going back to that second piece, we want to align our energy with what we desire, right? With this expansiveness and trust of allowing ourselves to get there. You know, sometimes with fear, there's the fear of success, there's the fear of failure. This is where I see newer entrepreneurs afraid to go live on camera, afraid to put out their podcast. These fears are coming up. They're very natural, they're very normal, because once again, we get back to the essence of who I be and why am I here? For the sake of what am I showing up? And many times, these fears are the exact things that are there for our soul's growth. I'm going to say that one more time. These fears, they are actually there. They are the very thing that when we move through them with love, they allow our souls to grow. And we'll never go back to that place. That place where you were afraid to go live on camera. You might have moments where you're going in front of a new group or it's a new thing for you and you feel some of that like feeling coming up, like I want to do a good job, I want to be heard. Some of it can like show itself, but it's never going to come back in that same way. What can happen, this is why it's important to work with fear, is that what can happen is as we up level, as we move up in our business, as we're making more money, as we bring on the team, we encounter new and different fears. What is it like to play with fear when you're having $5,000 months? What is it like when you're having $15,000 a month, when you're having $20,000, $100,000 a month? Can I keep this going consistently? Right? What is at stake? More things come onto the plate. What is it going to look like if I have a bad month? What is it going to look like to others? How am I going to look to others? Very common fear, right? All right. When I look at my fears and I actually see what's underneath them, good things happen for me and for my business. It's one of the reasons why, as a hypnotherapist, I adore hypnotherapy, because it is the most rapid tool that I have found to help us release our fears and have them no longer sit in the background dictating our actions, dictating our behavior, even dictating that which we bring to ourselves to sabotage our success, right? Because with hypnosis, not only are we releasing those beliefs that don't work for us, it's like we're programming into our subconscious. It's like we're programming the manifesting into our subconscious. And it's really fun to see this working for my clients. Okay, so let's dive into the 3 tools to help us align into our energy for this next level success. The first one, it's tapping into that energy of your highest self. It's asking yourself, what do I say I really want? What do I say I really want, right? What does my highest self have that vision for me? Let me realign with that question. Let me realign with that energy of the highest self. Let me realign with that essence of what I say I really want. That's what's really going to kind of propel me forward. What is my why, right? The second piece that we were talking about here, if we go back to that second piece, we go back to like, well, what am I offering? Is this actually aligned with what I want? What energy is coming from this? Is it what somebody else is saying? I got so many options out there. There's so much out there to listen to. I'm getting confused. What I want to offer you is an intuitive practice to ask yourself what's in your highest good. And it's called the sway test. I can even stand up here to do the sway test with you. So I'm going to push my chair aside and come on back. Okay, so the sway test is a beautiful one to ask yourself questions, especially when you've got big decisions. You're looking to invest in a product for your business. You're looking to invest in some coaching. You're looking to invest in some brand marketing. You're looking to put a certain offer out there. Ask your intuition. The sway test looks like this. Your body is going to act like a pendulum of sorts, and it's going to give you answers. Yes tends to be moving forward. No is like backing away. So the first one is to ask, just play with it to start. Let's get ourselves calibrated. Body, show me when I'm a full body yes. How does that feel in my body? What's my sense of that? You tend to move forward, right? You may tend to move forward. Ask your body, see what happens. See what happens, body. Show me a no. Show me like we're a no-go. We don't want to do this. Tends to be perhaps a pulling back. You notice for yourself. Now, ask yourself a truth. My name is, or tell yourself a truth. My name is Stephanie. Is that true? I get a yes. My name is, and tell yourself a lie. My name is Bob. Is my name Bob? Is that true? No, it's not true. Okay. Now play with something that I like to play with something I enjoy eating, but that I don't feel guilty about. So olives would be something like that. So do I love eating olives? Would I love a beautiful bowl of olives right now? Yes, that sounds great. Now ask yourself something that like you would just not like to see put in front of you. Would I love a bowl of anchovies right now? No, thank you. Not down. Now, ask yourself a question of importance, right? Something that you're looking to do, something that you're looking to work on next, something that you're looking to bring to fruition in your business. Like sometimes we want to know, is this the way? Should I do it this way? Is it in my highest good, best and highest good to ask the question? You'll typically get out of your own way a little bit, just bring curiosity to it, see what happens. You'll tend to get the answer. I do this practice frequently with my clients, just of all levels, with the people at a retreat that I work with, and it's so interesting how frequently people are like, they're so surprised, but how just powerful it is to notice that. So we can make our decisions much more rapidly when we check in with our intuition. We can make our decisions much more rapidly when we check in with our intuition. Recently, I wrote down some stuff to manifest a few months ago, including a new house. This is actually the new house we're sitting in right now. We were living in a smaller home. We live in Southern California, and we wanted more space. I didn't have an office. My husband didn't have his own office. So I wrote this down. I kid you not. 2 weeks later, I hadn't said a word. My husband's like, hey, we should go look at this house. So we come and look at the house. We put an offer on it. And I'm going to tell you, our fears showed up. This is coming dovetailing into what's next, okay? The third piece of this, the third strategy about the fears. The fears showed up. But I kept checking in with my intuition. My intuition kept giving me the clarity that this is a yes. We had a lot of conversations. We spent a lot of time in discernment around this, but I will tell you, if I just followed that full body yes, and I will tell you, since we moved into this, my business has skyrocketed. The kids have more space to play. I literally have my yoga office. It's pretty spacious, like my spacious yoga office with my beautiful window and French doors behind me, that we manifested, we brought into fruition, just like you can too. So do that sway test. I'd love to hear from you what comes through from it. The third piece is checking in with the fears, right? We talked about we don't want to ignore them. When we ignore them, they are going to hold us back because they want to keep us safe. So I want you to look at it. Look at your worst case scenario. We looked at it moving into this home with the interest rates and all that. We looked at it. Look at your worst case scenario. Underneath the fear, what's underneath it? Is it because typically there's something underneath it that goes beyond the fear of, well, I just won't, I'm afraid I won't make money from it. What's underneath that? Is it a fear about your ability to do the business? Is it a fear about something that happened to another relative or within your family when you were younger? What lies beneath? This is the way through. The fear is showing itself because it is the way through. It's showing you the next level for your growth. It's showing you a certain frequency. And what I'm going to tell you is when you have your big dream, you have your big goal, that lies on a certain timeline. That lies on a certain timeline. It's like a certain energetic line, an energetic timeline. And these fears, those exist kind of as there's multiple timelines. They exist. They simply exist on other timelines. They're just sort of creeping up and showing up, right? So you can do something with them. And when you look at them, when you ask them, what do you need? What do you need to feel safe? What do you really, really desire underneath the surface? Many times it's something beyond that fear. It's like having to do with worthiness, having to do with love, having to do with commitment to oneself, having to do with belief in oneself, right? Having to do with some of these what ifs that when we look at them and allow them to dissolve, we can step into expansion. So, what I'm going to do here is energetically leave you with the following. I'm going to have you ask yourself, what am I a commitment to? I embody, I am a commitment to. Take a moment, write this down. This is your umbrella under which your decisions, your choices, these all fall underneath. These all fall underneath this umbrella of sorts, right? I am a commitment to. And then I want you to find what is one action that is going to support this commitment. And this commitment to yourself right now, it doesn't have to be about your business per se. It might just be like, I'm a commitment to loving myself. How can I show this? Well, I'm going to take time during my workday to go do some fun things for myself. I'm going to take a bath. I'm going to go work out. I'm going to go see a friend because I can guarantee you, allowing yourself the space to do these things is going to boomerang back into your business in terms of more commitment, right? Showing up more for yourself because you filled that cup. It's going to help you in all aspects of rising up energetically. And when you rise up energetically, your business will rise up too. We want to elevate the energetics. That's going to let these other things, these strategies, and everything else fall into place because you will have this tool checking in with your intuition to know when it's the right thing for you. Is it fear talking or is it your intuition helping you expand, right? And you're going to be in energetic alignment. That's what we're looking for. I've seen my clients honestly just make these changes like so rapidly, so immediately, especially when we do a deep dive. We go in, we can go in intuitively. Sometimes we go in through what we call the Akashic records, which is the records of your whole soul's journey, so that we can understand when there's a block, what's going on, what is it? And so we can resolve it. Rapid shifts that help them unlock synchronicities, helping them to get anything from investors in their business to receiving clients that seem quote unquote out of the blue. It's because you're turning the faucet on. Everything we talked about here is helping you turn the faucet on in alignment with your soul's growth. Because what you desire matters. Your freedom matters. What you're here to create matters. And if you're listening to this you are ready to rise for yourself and for your clients to the next level. So I thank you for being here with me. I do want to offer you a free 20-minute intuitive manifesting session with me where we can look at your greatest block and a pathway forward through channeled messages. This is not cookie cutter. It's exactly for you, and it'll be things you can immediately implement for your success. So I thank you for being here. I look forward to the opportunities ahead for you and for your success.